Ladies and gentlemen, friends of the Marvin Gakunyi show, welcome to the most interactive, informative and powerful talk show. And today I have friends and guests with me. From my far right,
I'm Vanessa, doing communication studies.
I'm Peter Koima, student at my university, taking political science.
I'm Felicity Okop, I lecture the Department of Communication Studies, School of Human Resource Development.
As we start the discussion today, join us on our hashtag on Twitter, the Marvin Gakunyi show. You can also follow us on our social media handles. And I don't know whether all of you have heard, the less you dress, the better you become, or the better it becomes. It was a tagline for Project X. Did you hear about it?
Yes, I actually read it on WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere.
Yeah.
It was all over the place.
Koima, would you have permitted your girlfriend to go for that gig? I mean, there was booze, shisha, and natural partying anyway. Would you have given her that green light?
Never. How should I allow my girlfriend to attend such an event whereby everything is legal? From, let's say, from drugs, shisha, name on those, and of course they're going to have sex as written in the posters. I would never allow my girlfriend to attend the event.
I don't think sex is bad, but Madam Felicity, what do you think about Project X?
I should comment that I really didn't follow it. I saw it was just a poster. I saw the poster on social media, Facebook to be precise. But I didn't pay much attention. I was aware of the buzz that it created.
Yeah.
I thought there's no really a solid discussion going on about it.
True.
We are discussing about, we were looking at the superficial.
Yeah.
We're not looking at the underlying factors. Of course you'd say it's bad, it's good, it's against our culture and whatnot, but we're not addressing the issues, the deeply embedded issues, because, I mean, why would these ladies all need to showcase themselves there? Why would they need to do such a thing? I mean, is it the rot in our university, if at all there's a rot in our universities? Is it because of financial gain? What are they getting from that? Attending such events? Is it because of peer pressure? Is it because it is the thing? It is cool to do that. I mean, there are so many issues we're not addressing. So you can't say something is bad without saying what is bad.
You see now exposing yourself and dressing to please men is the order of the day for women. Like you want to dress with very early skirts and too late tops. You see, you're posing all the photos you're having on Instagram and Facebook. You want us to see how much you are endowed with what you can give back to the society. Really, what is the implication?
Marvin, these ladies are exposing us men to very many temptations.
I concur.
Let's take it to social media.
Yeah.
You can see very young teeny girls taking photos almost nude, posting on social media for the sake of getting likes.
Yes.
Things our mothers and our grandmothers did was to only show those parts, the private parts, to only their parents and their husbands. Not even the parents, the kids. I mean, for the kids it was only for the parents, and for all the women who are married, only for their parents, but not to the public.
Somebody's becoming restless.
Marvin, why are we concentrating on women? Was it an event for only women, or were men involved? We only say, oh, women were exposing themselves. Have we thought about the men that were there wanting to see the women who are exposed? Why does society always look at the fault of the woman and not at the fault of the man?
If you look at the posters, the people who were to attend the event were almost nude. That was the caption.
Yes, the caption.
The caption.
The less you dress, the better it gets.
Excuse me. Is it only women that dress?
Of course. when
so you dress right now?
I want to stop this fight and have a neutral party. Madam Felicity, what do you think?
My comment wouldn't be neutral. Definitely side with it. I'd say that supply is actually preceded by demand. You can't supply something that is not in demand. And I mean, for women to be objectified, there needs to be a subject, and men in this case are the subjects.
Yes.
So if you didn't need all this to happen, if you didn't need, I mean, like, how many people have wives staying at home, very long with their long skirts, but they still go out for the ladies with short skirts who are showing all their cleavages. You make us feel that for us to feel more attractive, we need to dress less, you know?
Thank you.
And the thing is, I mean, how many times are women catcalled when they're in short skirts, when they're showing all their cleavages, and women who don't have all these short skirts wearing decently, as you'd like to call it, receive less attention.
Okay.
Why is it? Why is it the case in that sense?
I would go to myself, I subscribe to some of the principle, like you address the way you dressed.
Sure.
So if, for example, you dressed in such a way you want attention, you'll surely get it. But you know, there is a clear demarcation between attention and respect. You know, when you're in that short skirt, I'm not calling you out for any other position. Remember, I still have a wife at home. So I clearly maybe understand you know your position. You want to be my side chick or something.
Marvin, you see, the only way that you'll ever get somebody to be a friend of yours or a lover is by the first impression.
Yeah.
And because you guys, most of men, okay, not even most, all of men, they're just attracted by visual things. A woman passes there with a long skirt and they're like, bah. Another one will pass there in a very skimpy skirt and will be like, yes, that's
the thing.
And you know, and they're attracted to that kind of person. And you cannot have a friendship with somebody if you're not attracted to them. So that is what brings you there, Cindy. You have a wife at home. She's dressing.
I'm yet to get there.
She's dressing in those long skirts and all, and you're saying, "Oh, this is my wife."
Yeah.
But what is making you go to that girl who is skimpily dressed? What is making you go to Koinange? What is making you, as a grown-up man, to go to a campus to look for a girl who is 21 years old? What?
Maybe to ask Madam Mukor, do you think women have been turned to sex objects? Look at the books we've read, the Ngogi wa Thiong'o and all that. The way women are portrayed right now, if you have to dress like that to look to find attention, to be more attractive, to post almost nude photos so that people can give you likes. Are women suffering self-esteem issues?
And do you guys like it? Do you go, if Vanessa Shettle posted her body, you know, just naked, who give the most likes? On Instagram, on Facebook, wherever?
No,
it's men.
I have no doubt it's men.
Let's go
Koima.
back to
Yes.
the Project X.
Yes.
My main problem is not even with the women. My problem is with the organizers.
Yes.
If you look at the quoting of the charges they did, was VIP was going for 2,500 a glass.
Sure.
Then regular advanced ticket for VIP. Then there was the regular ticket for 1,000 bob. If you look at the main or the people who will benefit most from the event,
yes,
are the event organizers. And those event organizers are the people who are spoiling this generation. Why? Because things they provide to the innocent kid. Project X was mainly meant
for the teen and the youths.
Those are innocent people. Of course, you can't compare their thinking capacity or their anything with those of the adults.
Oh, true. Now, back to my question. That's a very good point. Back to my question. Do you think women are being used as sex object, or they are suffering cases of lack of self-esteem? That's why maybe they are dressing like that. Kwa sababu ukichokozwa unasikia poa. Maybe imagine you're passing where men are and no one even says hi. Does it make you feel lesser or something?
I wouldn't say that's the case, really. And more so, if I would go back to the dressing bit, you try to tell us that the less you dress, the better I am. But you realize that it happens because you have, the world has objectified women. You look at adverts, the adverts that sell most product adverts are the ones that have women naked. And you have to realize that when we say that nudity is an African, it's uncultured, you have to go back to our culture, to our roots. What did we used to wear before the Europeans came, before the missionaries came and told us to cover up? Were women objectified then? Was it a bad thing then? It is as bad as we confer it to be. it is only as bad as we confer it to be. The meaning we assign to this nudity. Nudity is not a bad thing in itself. Why
Wow,
is a woman
my
in a,
goodness.
I would
Nudity
say
is not a bad idea.
It's not a bad thing in itself. It's the meaning we assign to nudity. You see, you go to Turkana now, women wear beads topless.
True.
And it's an exotic thing.
Yeah.
It's very exotic. People go there to just see them
And
and
it's
snap
fun.
them. And it's okay. It's our culture.
Yeah.
And these women have their loins covered, only their loins.
Yes.
The breasts are out, they're beaded and all that. And it's exotic, right? And look at a woman. I mean, like, if I was to wear a bikini, right? And go to the beach.
Yeah.
Natural. I mean, how many times have you gone swimming? Women are in bikini. But if I was to walk with a bikini in this street, it would be totally, I mean, so nudity is only what we assign, the meaning we assign to it. And the problem I have with men who say that women who dress badly cause them to catcall, to whistle,
the
motive. You know,
What's the motive? Why are you dressing like that?
To dress almost half naked and like to attend Project X.
So the motive behind it is because there is demand. Men like it that way.
And you people want to fulfill the demand, right?
Because that's, I should mention that it all boils down to economic reasons.
Okay.
You've made it so hard. The world has made it structurally so hard for the woman to have an advantage over the man.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Structurally, we have so much gender equality such that for us to measure up, we have to sell ourselves.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this debate is getting hotter and more engaging and interactive. And what I want you to do, don't touch your remote. We are coming back. But before then, I want to ask you one question. Do you think the government used Project X as an alibi to take us from more serious issues like by-elections that were happening in Kericho and Malindi? We'll be right back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are right back, and as I had earlier stated, we have a question, and the question we had in our before we came for this break is: do you think the government used Project X as a divergence from what was taking place in Malindi and Kericho, so that we stop being serious about the things that are affecting the country?
Well, Marvin, I don't think so. The two happened concurrently.
Yeah.
The time there was elections in both Malindi and Kericho, the Project X was a very isolated case whereby it was not even planned by the government.
Yeah.
But their focus on Project X, I don't think it was anyhow connected.
Vanessa is smiling. I don't know what point she has.
I think it was just cooked up. You know, these things happen. It's not like it's happening for the first time.
Yeah.
I am sure they happen. They happen in Kibera. They happen in
everywhere.
every place. So I think this was just a diversion to, you know, from the by-elections in Mombasa and Kericho.
Madam Ukor.
I wouldn't really have an opinion about that because I didn't follow the Project X thing. But I believe that it was limited to the online platforms. Really,
Yeah,
right?
it was on the online platform.
And you realize that most voters are not people who are online. So if it was a government strategy to like divert the whole attention, it was limited to the online. People who have access to the internet who are not voters. So I don't see the correlation between the diversion and the voting.
That leads us to the next question, and we're asking ourselves, do you think the government is having double standards? We have prostitutes everywhere, we have strippers club, and they're not taking care of that. Yet they are capitalizing so much on Project X. They are the same people who are going to give the young people condoms. And I'm wondering, are condoms for fetching water? So what do you think? Going on.
The whole idea, the discussion came from the social media.
Yes.
About the Project X.
True.
The photos of the Project X was doing rounds in almost all
social media platforms.
From Facebook, Twitter,
Instagram,
and WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So from there, the people, so the audience took the concentration to another level, whereby the government, the government now had to come in and to you know how influential people on social media are, especially the Kenyans on Twitter. Yeah. So the government always take the opinions of what people say on social media, especially the Twitter and the Facebook. So in the process of interacting with the people, you know, the government officials nowadays have embraced the use of social media. So to some extent, they might have concentrated more because it was in the public domain. Forgetting that in the clubs in Nairobi, in Eldoret, there are very many street clubs.
And they cannot cap that.
They cannot cap that.
Madam Okoth, you had something before he started his point.
It was actually after you mentioned that condoms are not for fetching water.
True.
I want to believe that that's a mentality that's causing young people to be infected by HIV. You realize that the highest rates of HIV are according to the latest statistics, people between 18 and 24, right? And it's because we are trying to be escapists, to escaping from the fact that young people are having sex. And I mean, distributing condoms won't make them have more sex because they already have more sex.
Isn't that
it will make them have protected sex. So we have to be very pragmatic about this issue. You have so many abortion cases because they don't want to offer contraceptives, and we are putting on this veil that is not helping the situation.
True.
Right? So the government, I'm in support of the government embracing the fact that these things are happening, and they should avoid the double standards. Right? Embrace this issue, let it be a topic, let sex education be a subject and a topic, way from secondary schools, not even secondary, primary schools. It should be, people should be taught how to protect themselves from this infection. Exactly. Okay. The higher levels of primary schools.
Oh, Marvin. Are you sure you don't know that people have sex in primary? I was in a public school and people were having sex every day. And you know I was in which class? Class 3. People were having sex and talking about it. Yes, and talking about it while we went to fetch water for washing the classes. And that was back in 2002, 2003. If people were having sex back then, what about right now? So let condoms be given to people. Yani, from primary to campus. And it's worse even in campus because people in campus don't use condoms. I wish they did. Oh.
Who does that really in campus?
I wish I knew.
But that has caught me as a shocker. In primary school, in class 3, and people are already discussing sex, talking about it, and to make it even worse, having it.
Even when we go for break, there are people left in class under the desk having sex. Didn't you go to public school? That was my school.
And now I'm also left wondering, where is our generation? Where are the values that we used to have? Where women were like an altar, and with our unholy hands we were not supposed to touch them until marriage. What has happened? What are the dynamics that have come into corrosion of our morals?
The dynamics that are coming is that during colonialism, people came in with religion, people came in with this Victorian era, the whole missionary stuff, telling us that we should be Puritan, we should wear long dresses, we should do all these things. Then they brought us all these moral values and all that, and took away our land. And while we were concentrating on being pure and all these things,
they were taking away our land.
And they're still taking and you go to all these societies now, they don't uphold what they brought here. So I mean, like, I'm a very, I'd say, a cultural person who believes in a culture. There's no one Kenyan culture really, but I think we've eroded our culture and brought in this Puritan, white, supremacist way of thinking, which we now call our culture. It's not our culture.
It is no longer our culture.
It
Koima,
has never been our
I want to
culture.
agree with the
so it's
two-
something new. Koima, you have something.
I want to agree with the two ladies.
Yeah.
About the government giving condoms to students.
Yeah.
Let's face the reality, Evan. It's happening. It's happening.
It's
Kids are
real.
having sex.
Yes.
Pupils in primary schools and mostly those in high school and campus.
Yeah.
So it is justified because it's upon them to choose whether to have sex or not. If we give them the condoms, we will be helping them because at least they will be having protected sex.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting some ideas I never had. Like people had sex when they were back in class 3. Now, we want to get to how these things are shaped by social media, because our generation mostly, it has found a family, a new family that has taken our social life away. Now, join us after the break and we will not disappoint. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on our last segment of the third episode. And my big question is, where is our society? A long time ago, like 2 decades ago, people's opinions were shaped by the society itself. You were brought up by your parents when they are there. Right now, they're so busy looking at businesses. They want to amass their wealth. They want to increase their financial muscles just to take care of our maybe posh life. But has social media become our new society? Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Koima, now I discovered you on Twitter with quite a number of following. And do you think social media in itself now is our new society? Shaping all this, look at it. Sex in itself is a new thing. It's available everywhere. Ladies and gents, all of us are dressing in such a way. These days, a woman, if you've not posted a picture on Instagram, having to look at your ass, you don't have a photo. You will not attract anything. Your cleavage must be out and all that. Men have to be sagging. You have to do studs and all that. Do you think social media is doing a new culture? Is it socializing us differently?
Yeah, social media is a new platform where people socially reconnect with their old friends. They make new friends.
Yeah.
They interact with thousands of people.
True.
You know, to be on social media, it's very simple.
Yeah.
All you need is a small gadget, maybe an Android phone,
Yeah.
an internet, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
It is a good platform in politics, in socializing with other people, and also marketing for corporates. Corporates are using now social media to reach their customers.
Yeah,
to
their
get
audience,
their,
yeah.
their clients.
Yeah.
Because statistics has it that over 4 million Kenyans are on Twitter.
True.
Sure. Where can you get where else can
Such
you
an
get such
audience.
an audience?
You cannot organize a forum and such a number of people turn
Yeah,
up.
of course.
Yeah.
Then the politicians, you cannot say today you want to rally and get over 1 million people in one place.
Yeah.
But with the Twitter, you can
can
just
create a
find a
hashtag.
slogan and a hashtag.
Yeah.
Then you drive a conversation. People join. They keep on talking about you, talking about your let's say the
About your brand,
initiatives and
your
plans.
initiative, what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Now, we have 2 ladies and I want to ask them, do you think now that's why you've been socialized differently? Now that your mode of dressing, how you carry on with your life, there's simply a paradigm shift. I don't know what has happened to our society.
I wouldn't say social media shapes who we are.
Yeah.
Our identities are shaped at a very young age. I mean, like, there are people who are on social media, see
Yeah.
all these things, and really still remain who they are,
Yeah.
despite what they see
True.
online, right? And there are people who have never been socialized at home, and this is the only place where they derive their personal identity.
Yeah.
Right? So social media is a very strong tool in shaping
Yeah.
who we are, and that really depends on how grounded your initial identity, your upbringing, if it's in religion, if it's in parenting and all that.
Yeah.
Depends on the foundation you
Yeah.
had. Yeah. So I would say it's a very strong tool, but it's only important, or it's only strong if you don't have a personal identity.
Sure.
Right.
Maybe you're just there, you're waiting for that wave to take
Yeah.
wherever it's going to take you. Vanessa?
I think we are considering too much on social media.
Yeah.
Or the other media.
Take us there.
I am a consumer of all movies and series, and I sit around in my house watching them all day long.
Yeah.
And recently I watched Satisfaction. It's a very controversial movie. And my first thought when I saw Project X was that Project X was inspired by Satisfaction.
Yeah.
Because
And actually there's a movie named Project X, which was shot in year 2012, like I had said at the beginning of this episode. Yeah.
So Satisfaction, I remember one episode they had such a project where people went and they just had sex. They met for sex. It was a sex party.
Just sex.
Yes, orgies and everything. However you want it, their sex toys and everything. So when I looked at Project X, I thought, this is Satisfaction, another Satisfaction, but now a black Satisfaction, you know. So I think not only social media, because personally, I'll just go to Instagram and look, Vanessa Shettle again posted her naked picture and then hate on it. But then when I watch a movie, I keep on remembering it. Even when I'm walking, I'm
Even in music. Remember
Yes.
the last release of Rihanna? It's Work. Something, I've heard the original version is twerk. Ladies, I have a new thing of twerking. You post a clip of 15 seconds on Instagram and you get alarming numbers of likes, I don't know where. But now your discussion takes us to the next question. Do you think there's a way we can restore the value of sex? And when I'm having men discussing, they're saying, we are no longer valuing how much we are paying for dowry. Because we no longer think of virgin women. There's a time I saw a photo like the one they are just going to show right now of a cow that is so much malnourished, and we think it's worth it can be used as dowry. So do you think there's a way something is happening?
I don't like the way you're putting it, this
Okay.
virginity thing. I think you're making it look like virginity is an object, and it is to be sold, it is to be bought, it's valued. If you don't have
But it is.
if you don't have it, then you're less of a person. I think the world has so many problems, and we have so many personality issues, and so many so much decay in the society that cannot measure up to this virginity thing we're talking about. I mean, if you're saying that a woman is less valued because she's not a virgin, and you're ignoring...
Maybe my point is, in a marriage thing, like I'm coming to marry you, and maybe your parents are even commercializing everything. They want me to drink so much, yet you are like a common course. Maybe you've been in the university and
why doesn't the same apply to men? Why is it that a man will not be valued by how many, is even more valued?
Why?
Everybody's a virgin, they always say.
By how many men
We don't
women
pay
they
dowry
sleep with?
for
No.
virginity.
Why is you paying dowry?
Let me clarify something.
It is an appreciation.
Yes,
Thank you.
To the parents of
yes.
the girl. Yeah, of course I can't pay for virginity. Of course, would you, Marvin, pay for a beer that has been sipped? Would you?
No, I cannot.
Of
Why
course,
should I pay for
you?
it?
But I only pay it not because she might be virgin or not, but it's a way of
You
appreciation to the
appreciating.
parents.
Appreciating. What are you appreciating exactly?
The
What?
brought up. It is culture
What-
to appreciate a woman.
No, as in, I will say it's bullshit and not pay for it.
My
as a man.
goodness,
But
bullshit.
What is your reason? What is your reason? There must be a reason. If you're doing it because everybody else has been doing it, then You've got no motivation. Why exactly are you paying for that?
Of course, because of the
Are you insinuating you can also pay dowry?
I could. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I like to call myself an old soul. I'm a believer of those things. I'm a believer of the sanctity of marriage. I'm a believer of all that. But then sometimes, I just lose hope.
You cannot change the direction of the wind, but you can always adjust the way you are sailing to reach a destination.
True.
If my destination is to get the woman, of course, in their home, their culture, they definitely have a culture that demands or compels me to pay for dowry so that I can get out of love.
True.
Not a virgin, but
Not
a
a virgin.
woman.
We are primarily
A woman
not,
who will be a friend of yours, your best friend, somebody you can lean on.
Yes. Primarily, I'm not focusing on virginity as the only thing we're paying for. I'm looking at it as a treasure of you waiting until you get to that point. Now you're giving yourself to someone.
Have you waited?
Now that is
No,
a little bit personal,
not
but
personal. As in that man who wants a woman who has waited, has he waited for her? Because I think it's a mutual thing that I should wait because my man is also waiting, so that when we meet it will be a beautiful thing. But if I'm waiting and he's not waiting,
Apparently,
what is that? That is
A lot of double standards. A lot of double standards. I mean, if the same rules apply to the woman, then it should apply to the man.
But now again,
because it's a marriage and we become one.
It's a marriage.
Because a woman and a man will become one in a marriage, right?
True.
And all of us should have sacrificed the same things.
Yeah.
But I'm sacrificing my virginity, my everything, desires and everything for you. Well, I'm waiting for you to come to me. But when you come to me, you're
trash.
But you
Now,
also,
Vanessa, there's only one
Let's not call
problem.
it that. I
Let's
hate
not
it when
call
you
it
call it
trash.
trash.
That you-
Like this.
well, you're not the same
No,
as I am.
I'm saying she's kept herself, she's waiting for a man, and the man is not a virgin. Now you're a virgin. She says it's not worth waiting for.
No, it's
and
not
I'm,
nice.
I'm asking myself, can you confirm whether man is a virgin?
I wish there was a way.
At their end.
You see, things that make women more vulnerable to men.
but
No, you're
also
not
it's-
vulnerable,
it's
you're
not
just a
only-
woman.
It's not only men who
You're just a woman. Wow, thank you.
Indian culture is the women who pay
The dowry. So it depends in our context. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting better. The discussion was quite heated up, but you realize the sweeter the meat, the nearer to the bone. As we come to the end of this episode, or rather segment, I want us to have a wrap up. What is the effect of social media on our values? Maybe 30 seconds each. And tell us what you think the youth should do. Vanessa.
First of all, I think everyone should have motivation for their life.
Yeah.
Everyone should know where they're going and what they stand for. So that even if all these things like movies and social media come, let them just be, sideshows. Let them not be your life. Because by the end of the day, what are you fighting for? What do you want in your life? That's my principle.
True. Koimo.
What I can say about basically the social media is that it depends. While other people are using it negatively, of course we have the advantages and the drawbacks. So as far as there are people who use it negatively, there are smart brains who are using it wisely.
Yeah.
I know people who do commercials and they make money. Some of them, they pay their bills using social media.
Yeah.
So it depends on how we use our social media.
True.
If we use it wisely, the better. If we use it negatively, then it will rotten the society.
Yeah. So it's up to an individual
It's
to make
upon an
decision.
individual to make decision. My advice goes to the youth. When we use the social media, let's use it wisely. There are corporates out there looking for people, for smart brains who can work with them to promote their products. Let's work with them through social media and
True.
we're going to go forward.
Finally, Madam Okoth.
I'd say social media is a reflection of the society. So what is happening in the social media is not happening in a vacuum. It's not even limited to the social media.
Yeah.
It's a reflection of what's happening in our society. So we should embrace and deal with what's happening in the society before going to the social media.
Yeah.
Social media is just a platform where we can actually react what's happening in the real life. So if at all we are to deal with the social media, let's start with the basics, the society. Yeah.
Where the problem is coming
Yes,
from, the
yes.
root cause of the problem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the Marvin Gakunyi Show. And for this and more, our social media handles are running down on your screen. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and you can never disappoint. Our word is our body. See you next time. We love you.